We're doing okay. We you know, they mean well. We just our immaturity. You know you know, like when I get mad with my little son, he goes and sits in a corner and doesn't speak to anybody. You know, just kind of sits in the corner, puts his head down, and makes a frown and rolls his lower lip. We got some of that going on right now. That's, you know, we gotta grow up from that age right now. You know, and I tell the guys all the time. I say, you know, sometimes you go to school somewhere, and they got a junior and a senior in place, and you got to sit there and wait your turn. And I, you know, I told the guys, I said, you know, when you go somewhere and there's an older guy ahead of you, you go home and complain that I don't play you. Now you're at a place where there's jobs wide open, and you go home and complain because the responsibility of accepting that job is kind of hard. They're excited. They want to do well. They care. They speak to one another on the court. You know, it's like the example I use with my youngest son. You know, that happens with individuals in certain moments, but as a whole, there's a sense of unity, a sense of you know, a word that I use all the time, caring. You know, they care, and we you know, we just I've got to get these guys ready to play teams that are going to compete for national championships like the first month of the season.
Playing off of that, you know, after these weeks of practice, is it good to finally get to a game week and start being able to work on things in games?
It's good that we play in a game. I don't know if it's going to be good for me that we're in a game. It's good for our team. The way we play defense right now, we might set the all-time record for points given up in the month of November. But it's, our guys are positive. Our guys, they sincerely want to do well. And like I said, the reason we need to play a game right now is so whether it's the positive or the negative reinforcement is the winning and losing.
Coach, you talked about sort of patting, you know, somebody yells, somebody gets upset. Do you handle that yourself if somebody's not taking it well or like you'd like them to, or do you let the players handle that?
It all depends. If they're upset because they feel disappointed that they let their guys down, I've got to go manage that guy because the failure wasn't his effort. The failure was a mistake. And he's got to understand that it's my job and the coach's job to make them understand the mistakes are not acceptable, but that he actually tried and he made a mistake, so there's nothing to hang your head about. When it's a failure of just not trying, going through the motions, I'm not worried about picking that guy up. He obviously wasn't too concerned with picking up his teammates with his effort. I'm not too worried about picking up his spirits. I kind of leave the players to manage that emotion right there.
Coach, what do you want out of Michael Carrera this year? Obviously, he gave you a lot last year, but was hurt. What do you want out of him, not just X's and O's, but off the court as well?
Just mentally. Michael's biggest challenge is his mind, you know, and I don't say that in a negative way. He just is being able to stay focused at the job at hand. You know, I don't need him making a basket and turning around and running back, cheering at the student section and all that, and then he gives up a basket on the other side because he's wrapped up with the students. I don't, you know, when there's a collision under the basket and he's involved, he can't keep that in his mind for 3 possessions and forget what we're doing because he's mad that you know, he got whacked 3 possessions earlier, or an official makes a call and now he's upset at the official, so I got to take him out of the game because he loses focus on the next possession, and that's Mike's biggest challenge. Mike loves to win. Mike is loyal. Mike has tremendous charisma. He makes us a better team. I just mentally he needs to continue to grow and mature.